Usher is under fire after his most recent interview where he's saying that Diddy has been misrepresented because Diddy has been his mentor all this time. He's the reason that he became a star. He's saying that his experience with Diddy is different from everyone else's.
I think certain people are prosecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness, that they offer. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen, and how he's been, misrepresented.
This viral video from R&B sensation Usher Raymond, who was one of the biggest R&B artists of our time, is now making people say, hey, we're gonna have to cancel Usher because Usher seems to be on the wrong end of the stick. They're basically saying that he condones all the abusive things that Diddy's done and that he only wants to focus on the great things that Diddy has brought to the game, his contributions. It's funny that this interview was happening just a week after he got into it with Justin Bieber at Beyonce's Oscars after party. Is it just ironic that Usher is just now finally seemingly standing up for Diddy? Or is this sneaky damage control so we forgive Diddy for things that we seen him do on footage that was completely inhumane and disgusting? Listen, I need y'all to hit the like button and hit the hype button, cause we about to get deep.
Got up on some ball shit and linked up with the
man. Oh, champ. Run up these likes, and make sure you hit the hype button, because the hype button definitely helps the channel in a huge way. Listen, man, Usher Raymond is in the hot seat right now over this interview he just did about Diddy. It looks like Usher is standing up for Diddy for the first time ever, because he was one of the people that were completely silent when Diddy was first getting hit with charges, when he was first in court, when Cassie brought him to court. Usher wasn't really saying anything, and it appears that he is doing some type of damage control to save Diddy's public image by saying, look here guys, I've never seen Diddy do anything to me, champ. I don't know about these other people. I don't know about who he raped. I don't know about who he took advantage of. But champs, I never seen it. To me, he's innocent. And that's what it comes off as. See, Usher in this interview is trying to make it seem like he's only speaking from his perspective, but all in all, he's basically trying to change the narrative. He's saying, wait, let's focus on his musical contributions, his contributions to black culture, his contributions to music, period. What he brought us, Biggie Smalls, Mary J. Blige, The Lox, etc. Let's focus on that, because he is a key contributor to some of the greatest in not just hip hop, not just R&B, but music, period. It seems like Usher wants to ignore any allegations or things that we personally saw for ourselves about Diddy that can be deemed, demonic. So everyone is on social media just going off on Usher because they like Usher's music, man. Usher has made timeless classics that we all know and love, but he's about to change that because now it looks like he's siding on the wrong side of someone who is literally being deemed one of the nastiest boogeymen in Hollywood. Now, obviously, there's bigger fish to fry than Diddy, but I feel like we should get every single predator. It shouldn't be limited to just based on what race someone is. I'm just saying, because I see a lot of people saying focus on the pale predators and etc. I mean, aren't they being dealt with already? How about we focus on anyone that we can get that is deemed to be a predator? What about that? Usher seems to be moving that goalpost. I ain't gonna lie. Seems like he's trying to change the narrative. Right now, he looks like one of Diddy's sons. But let's be real, he is kind of one of Diddy's sons. He lived with Diddy for a long period. I mean, he came into Diddy's mansion when he was 16 years of age. Diddy's like a big bro, nearly a father to Usher. But I'm sure Usher seen some things that he just won't speak on because he was given things. He was given opportunity. He's one of the biggest acts in his genre. So now Usher seems to be giving out this damage control speech in his most recent interview, where it clearly looks like he's trying to negate the energy, that he's trying to make it look like, look here, man, what about Diddy's contributions though? I hear the allegations, but I've never seen nothing myself. Take a look.
I mean, this might be a bit controversial, but in the same way, I think many people choose to look past the reality of what our country is, the standards that we now stand on. We can't ignore the reality of the history, but in many ways, I think certain people are prosecuted and maybe not recognized for the greatness, that they offer. I don't have anything negative to say about Sean Combs because my experience was not what the world has seen and how he's been, misrepresented. I'm not saying that every man is perfect. I'm not saying that all of us don't have flaws, but I can't, with any sense of humanity, not recognize the valuable contributions that this man made for us as Black entrepreneurs, for us as businessmen, for us as people who transition, culture and ideas into something that's tangible and becomes business. So many people benefited from what he created, and I acknowledge that. And that's why I see him as legacy.
Yeah. You told Shannon Sharp you learned a lot about business during that era.
Absolutely.
What'd you learn?
Puff was a mentor, but he was like you have that really, really hard teacher, but you're watching something in real time. I think that the idea of the level of discipline that came with that time in business, especially in an era that was trying to prove itself culturally in hip hop. Now, you can't turn on the television and not see the influence of hip hop.
That's right.
But the people who actually made that appropriate and are the forefathers are people like Sean Combs. And not just in the great times that they had musically, but in the idea of being able to find ways to monetize culture and create something that was not just Black or white. It was colorless. It was green. That's who I see that man as.
Now, again, to me, this was strategized. Usher wanted to make it look like Diddy just did absolutely nothing to him. And that could be true, but we don't know that for a fact. We don't know that to be certain. We don't know what Diddy and Usher did. Just like we don't know what Diddy and Justin Bieber did. We don't know. We weren't there. However, actions speak louder than words now, don't they, champ? We just seen Diddy and Usher get into it. Now, a lot of people believe that this is over Diddy. A lot of people believe that Usher sold Bieber to Diddy for Diddy to do very heinous things to Bieber as a teenager. One can definitely say that that's what happened. One can definitely speculate and think that that was the case. Now listen, I also think it might be over Diddy, but is it what we think it is? Because all in all, we don't know what Diddy did, what he had them around. We can only guess, right? We can only guess on what happened. We're not gonna pretend that Diddy ain't evil, man. Diddy is very evil. And I've seen a video of Diddy with a body that wasn't breathing, all right, with other people in white clothing doing some sort of weird ritual. I ain't gonna lie to you. And that video is nowhere to be found. You can't find that video nowhere online. It's been swept. They got rid of it. Whatever, I don't know, these companies did on social media, whatever bots Diddy funded or his sons funded, got all those videos out the way. You can't even find them no more. Me seeing such videos like that can only make me think, yeah, this guy's a sicko. I can only imagine what Usher and Justin Bieber was subject to and what he may have done with them. So whatever narrative is centered around Usher and Justin Bieber's fight at Beyonce's Oscar after party, listen, I'm not mad at any of those narratives because after what I saw myself, I can say, yeah, I could only imagine. One must speculate a plethora of things when it comes to anything Diddy related, especially when it comes to Bieber and Usher. Why else would Bieber and Usher get into it when pretty much Usher brought Bieber into the game? One would assume Usher doing this interview is him basically trying to downplay anything that we know about Diddy in a very negative light. I just think it's weird for people to say that Diddy's a black man and people just want to see a black man down. Champ, we seen him drag Cassie every which way, northwest, east, south, southeast, southwest. We didn't see him drag her all types of ways through that hotel hallway. And because he's black, we just supposed to act like he just didn't do what he did? Nah, I ain't doing that. There's way too many accusations, and there's footage that has been deleted that people have seen, maybe not in mass numbers, but in good enough numbers to say, hey man, Diddy is a complete weirdo. Something is going on with that guy. And listen, I've heard stories from other people who've had encounters with Diddy that I also know personally. Diddy was definitely a supreme narcissist and sociopath to the highest degree. That's just what it is, man. Hollywood is a different type of culture, man. It's a nasty culture. And let's not act like he wasn't a victim to, become the predator that he is. But you know right from wrong. The people who do the preying on people who can't defend themselves, who are very green to the business, they know exactly what they're doing, whether they were victimized or not. Hurt people, and we get that. But listen, there's never a reason to hurt anyone innocent at all. And when is Diddy supposed to come home? Like in a couple of years? Like, bro, this is corny to me from Usher. I'm not gonna lie. I think the interview is corny because I think it's very obvious what Usher is trying to do here. Yeah, you can make the argument that he's only speaking from his point of view, from what he dealt with when it came to Diddy. But I think that Usher's lying. I ain't gonna lie. I think Usher is lying about everything that he's saying about Puff. I think Usher's seen enough sick things from Diddy himself that he just earned his success that way, champ. Yeah, Diddy had the gate open. Diddy was the gatekeeper. Diddy was the one who opened those doors for Usher. Usher ain't gonna say nothing bad about Diddy, no matter what it is. He just ain't gonna say it. It's like he's just, took an oath or something just for him never to say these things. As far as I'm concerned, Usher just is doing exactly what he's supposed to do because he's kind of tied to that man for life. I feel like anybody that's close to Diddy is in contact with Diddy and has some type of media plan to make Diddy look good before he comes out of incarceration. I feel like that just has to be it. Like there has to be some media plan to change Diddy's image from what has already, been done. What we've already seen. Right? There's clearly a narrative on Diddy. There's a whole documentary out on Netflix about Diddy. But he's gonna have some of the biggest stars that he helped create that are closest to him do some type of media, doing just some type of press, which is doing some very, very soft damage control to save the image of Diddy, because I guess the more people you have say that Diddy didn't do nothing in their presence or they never witnessed Diddy do anything in their presence, I guess the better he looks, perhaps. That just seems like the plan that I'm looking at, that I'm seeing. Maybe I'm wrong, gang. I could be completely wrong here, gang. I ain't gonna lie. But you can't tell me that is good speculation, because I think that this is what's happening. I ain't gonna lie. Gang, how do y'all feel about this in the comment section, man? Do y'all think that Usher's doing some real soft damage control here? Or is he just being genuine? He never seen Diddy do nothing wrong. Hey, listen, y'all let me know how y'all feel in that comment section, gang. Flood them comments. Hit the like button and hit the hype button, because it helps the channel in a huge way. Do it right now. And if you're new to the man's channel, I need you to hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bells so you get all of the man's updates. And one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. You ready, gang? It's the mayor, the one and only New York Mayor, F. Mom Donnie, and you're rocking with the town favorite Showface News. It's Big Gotham. You already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. I'm up out of here, gang. Salute.